Hello children, good morning to you all. So this one is the sixth session that I have been discussing English grammar with you. Okay, all the times we have been discussing the things in English only. We start with English, continue our discussion in English, and also wind up in English. Today, I want to talk to you in both the languages, it means in our mother tongue as well as in English for 2 or 3 minutes. Then we will be moving to the points of our discussion. Okay. Why I make it a point to talk to you in English all the times? Because my purpose is to make you learn English language. A language is well learned when it is listened. That means when you listen to a particular language for a long period of time, you begin to articulate the language. That means your speaking depends on the amount of the language you listen to. For this purpose, I always try to speak English before you so that you can listen to a lot of English, by which you will be comfortable to speak English in your real life situation. In a word, I can say, to give you a lot of English listening exposure in the language, I often speak English to my learners. Okay. So what we are doing right now, we are talking a lot of things about English grammar. I am not sure that you are taking so much interest in grammar, because in grammar you have to memorize a lot of rules, and keeping things in memory is a very difficult job. Okay. By the way, I can give an example. The way we are learning grammar and the way we are learning how to use English. On this context, I simply give an example, and that example will be presented to you in Odia language, in our mother tongue. गोटे छोटिया कथाटीए यहाँ गोटे साधारण घटना भितर आम नहीं परिबा। ये दुई बंधु हरि आउ जने बंधु हेले श्याम। ए हरि और श्याम ये दुई जन जे भल रोजगार करती पैसा पत्र भल थाए, किंतु कई हेले भी जे बाइक चढ़ी शिखी ना, बाइक चढ़ी ना केबे भी, किंतु हम बंधु माने समस्त बाइक चढ़ती, मोटरसाइकिल चढ़ती, रियल लाइफ सिचुएशन रे बजार हाट जाती, जो कर्मस्थली को जाती, ये सब देखते से माने इच्छा करते गोटे बाइक किणवा दीटा। दुई बंधु गले गोटे बाइक दुकान को दुईटा बाइक किणिक आने। ते बाइक किणवा पर दुकानी कौन कर दुई छोट छोट बुकलेट जो मैनुअल तुम जानी राइडर्स मैनुअल दीटा से देले। दुई बंधु दुईटा राइडर्स मैनुअल आनले, मोटर बाइक मध्य आनिले, आनी घरे पहुंचले। घरे पहुंचा पर हरिबाबू कौन कले ना से जो मैनुअल टाक बाहर सुंदर भाव में पढ़ले दैनिक बस। श्याम बाबू कौन कले ना से मैनुअल टा पढ़ले एवं ता संगे प्रतिदिन जे गाड़ी टाक बाहर को नहीं गले बंधु को सहायतार से किसी दिन चढ़िले। किंतु हरिबाबू किंतु चढ़ा आरंभ करना से मैनुअल टा पढ़ुं। 3-4 दिन पर उभयंकर साक्षात है। साक्षात होगापर उभय जे परस्पर मध्य जे कथोपकथन कले जे बाइकटा चढ़ा शिखिले कि नहीं, उभय भर कथा हो जे श्यामबाबू किसी प्रश्न पचारे हरिबाबू को जे से राइडर्स मैनुअल जो जिनस अच्छी हरिबाबू जे फटाफट से सब उत्तर देदेले, भल कले। तेणु उपलब्धि कले ये बोधे बाइक राइडिंग विषय भल ज्ञान आहरण कले, हम बाइक चढ़ी। तापर पुणी कौन कले ना हरिबाबू पचारे श्यामबाबू पचारे अरे बाबा तुम तो जानी प्रश्न कहले उत्तरटा कौन अच्छी ना श्यामबाबू कहले मुझे किसी कहीपरि तापर शेष शेष प्रश्न तुम पचारे तुम बाइक चढ़ ना बाइक तो मुझे चढ़ी पूरा बाइक नहीं कि आसी तुम देखुन तेणु श्यामबाबू कौन कले से जो मैनुअल राइडर्स मैनुअल टाक पढ़ले सागर से कौन कले बाइक राइडिंग कले राइडिंग है आउ रीडिंग भी है जे प्रैक्टिकली काम कले थ्योरी पढ़ले उभय पढ़िया श्यामबाबू आराम 3-4 दिन भर बाइकटा अंततः काम चला शिखीगले किंतु हरिबाबू बाइक बाहर करना किंतु हरिबाबू जो से राइडर्स मैनुअल समस्त तथ्य मुंडे भर नहीं दे दैट मीन्स he has acquired learnt a lot of information that was there in the rider's manual, but he did not practice how to ride a bike. But in case of Sam, what he did, he rode the bike, he put the riding into practice, he read the manual, thereby he became very comfortable in riding the bike. My point of discussion is simply theory, rules, information, knowledge, so they cannot work unless you put the things in practice, unless you develop the skills or the ability to do certain things in a particular area. So you cannot acquire the practical knowledge. The practical knowledge is quite necessary to get something done with the help of a particular language. Suppose you see why we use English. We use English to get the things done. If you go to marketplace, you need a language. If you go beyond Odisha, so you can communicate with English so that you can get the things done. Therefore, it is necessary to learn more than one language at least. In our context, suppose we are quite familiar with our mother tongue, that is Odia language. In addition to that, we have to master either English or Hindi or whatever that may be, so that we can communicate ourselves in the places outside Odisha. Okay, our target is to learn the language. With that target, so we are learning a lot of grammar rules. So here, yesterday we discussed some grammar rules relating to subject-verb agreement, and subject-verb agreement is nothing but the choice of appropriate form of the verb according to number and person of the subject. This is enough. Okay. By the way, also we discussed a lot of rules yesterday, and you must have read the rules in your book once again, and you must have enjoyed doing the activity that I gave you yesterday. So by doing all these things, by putting the things into practice, by using the language time and again, continuously, you can master the language. So you should make it a point like this. Okay, you must not ignore practicing the things that you are learning here. Okay, by the way, so before actually we start the today's lesson, have a kind of recapitulation, so remember what the points we learned yesterday. To remember the points we learned yesterday, I present you here a very small passage for you, and this passage is about the freedom movement kind of things in India. Okay, so here in the slide you look at the picture, the nice picture of a boat and the statue of a lad of the boy. So you look at the picture and also read the passage that is there in the right side of the slide. We honors our great freedom fighters, and after reading this one, so what you need to do, you have to strike out the incorrect verbs that are there in each sentence of the passage. Are you clear? Okay. We honors our great freedom fighters in the national celebration of Independence Day. This day teaches us the importance of patriotism and strengthens our unity irrespective of any differences. We remembers all the struggles and sacrifices which our ancestors did for the country India. Schools and colleges arranges different cultural programs with song and dance programs and patriotic songs. A parade are arranged every year by our armed forces displaying our social, political and economic powers in the global platforms. Irrespective of any differences, Indians come together this day to celebrate Independence Day together. Okay, that means here there are some verbs which are highlighted, and you have got two options for each of the sentences. Simply you have to take out the incorrect one so that the sentence will be correct one. So as an example, I can give you the first line, we honor and honors. So which one is the correct here? Honor will be correct one because that needs to agree with we, and we is plural. That means so it is a plural noun phrase. Okay. Like this, if you think of this day, this day, day is the head word of the subject and it is singular, therefore it will be teaches. In this way you can enjoy doing rest of the things. Okay. So today what we are going to do, so we are going to discuss some more rules about the principles about the agreement, subject verb agreement. Here we have got a pair of sentences. So one is, all the books which have been placed on the table are mine. The radio which you gave my children works perfectly. So you must have learnt the differences between a simple sentence and complex sentence and a compound sentence. And you look at the structure of both the sentences. Both the sentences are of complex sentences. The first one is a complex sentence, second one is a complex sentence. Now what happened here? If you were with me, I would be asking you, so identify the main clause that is there in the sentence 1. So it would be quite easy for you to tell me all the books are mine is the main clause. And which one is the subordinate clause? Which have been placed on that table. Agreement goes with the head word of the subject. Okay. Now we have got three sentences here in this slide. Either of the boys has got a prize, neither of them has come, none of the students has arrived yet. Out of these three sentences, you look. First, it is quite that means so wise of us to identify the subject in each of the sentence. Either of the boys, you look at the subject. This is all a noun phrase, and you look at the composition of the noun phrase. The noun phrase, the details of noun phrase were taught to you in class 9. In class 9, we are quite familiar with the noun phrases. And a noun phrase can only be the subject of a sentence. No other phrases can be the subject of a sentence. And look at the subject of the sentence, sentence 1. Either of the boys, either is the head noun or head word, and of the boys is the post modifier, there is a prepositional phrase. Because the head word of the subject is the either, and either is the singular, therefore the verb, finite verb is has, and this is again singular verb. Like this, so either is the head word here, neither is the head word in the second sentence, and none is the head word in the third sentence. And those head word, in each case, so each of the head word has the post modifier, the prepositional phrase of the students, of them, and of the boys, like this. Therefore, the head word is singular, so the verb will be singular. Okay. Now, you go to the next slide. Each of the students was given a prize. One of the girls was able to answer the questions correctly, the same thing. So each and one are the head word, and so that agrees with the finite verb in the finite verb. Which one is the finite verb? The first one is was, and second one is the was, and once again. Because the head word of the subject is singular, so it takes singular verb, so agreement is fine. Okay. Now, come to the next point of discussion. Here we have got 4 sentences. No child has done his homework. No children have done their homework. Some water is left in the pot. Some girls have gone on a picnic. You see, no child. So here you look at the noun phrase or the subject of the sentence. The head word is the child, and no is a quantifier or determiner. So no comes with the child is the head word. Because child is the head word of the subject, so it will decide the number of the verb in the predicate part. Okay. The which one is the finite verb here? Has is the finite verb, and head word is the child. Head word is the singular. Therefore, has will be the verb will be singular. Now agreement is okay. Now come to the next one. No child like this. No is the determiner. The children. A children is the head word of the noun phrase. Because the head word is a plural, so it takes plural verb. Now agreement okay. Then come to the next one. Water. The determiner some. It quantifies water. Water is uncountable or mass noun. Because water is uncountable. Uncountable always goes with a singular verb. Therefore, is there is the finite verb and the agreement goes perfectly. Okay. Some girls have gone on a picnic. Again you see, some is the determiner. It defines or quantifies girls, and girls is the plural countable. Therefore, the verb goes in plural number. Now agreement goes. So all the times I ask you, simply you have to identify the nucleus of the verb that needs agreement with the finite verb. So two things you have to look at. You have to look at the head word of the subject, and you have to look at the finite verb. Then accordingly you have to think of, so what is the number of the subject, so that you can decide the number of the verb. Okay. So by looking at this kind of aspect of your sentences, you can decide whether the agreement goes rightly or wrongly. If agreement is okay, then so your sentence is grammatical or acceptable. Okay. Now come to the very interesting point here. This one is here we are talking about a person. Okay. A person, the example goes like this: the Vice President of India and Chairman of Rajya Sabha has given his consent to the bill. So if you have some knowledge about political science, very basic things you know, and you know that the Vice President of India is the Chairman of Rajya Sabha, upper house of the Parliament. Okay, the Chairman of the upper house of the Parliament is the same person. That means now at present Venkaiah Naidu is the Vice President and he is also the Chairman of Rajya Sabha. The same person has two rules. Same person, two rule. Okay. Then so that kind of things that will go with the singular verb. Then come to the next one. The Vice President of India and the Chancellor of the University were invited to the convocation. So who are agreeing with the verb here? You see the finite verb is where, and where is the plural verb. So why it is plural? And yes, in the first one, the finite verb is has and it is singular. Why? Because you see the Vice President and the Rajya Sabha Chairman, so is the same one, it's the same person. But here, Vice President and the Chancellor of the University, they are two people. Because they are two people, more than one, therefore plural verb goes to agree with that kind of subject. Very interesting thing. Suppose you can talk about your headmaster. Your headmaster is the authority of your school. You can say, suppose your headmaster is what? That means Srihari is your headmaster. Srihari is your headmaster. The Srihari is your headmaster, and he is also the secretary of your school. That means managing committee secretary. You can say Srihari, the headmaster and the secretary of a school, is a punctual person. Okay, but if you say Srihari is your headmaster and your classical teacher is Ram Babu, and Srihari and Ram, Srihari our headmaster, Ram our classical teacher, so they are something different in personality. Like this, if someone refers to then one person with the two rules, singular verb, one person, the two person, two rules, plural verb. Are you clear on my point? Okay. Now you see, look at here another point of discussion about subject verb agreement. 2/3 of the acid has evaporated. 2/3 of the apples are rotten. Here you see the 2/3 of and 2/3 of both are the quantifier. So these are the quantifying phrase. The quantifying phrase comes with the noun phrase. Noun phrase the acid, and here noun phrase the apples. And you see in this noun phrase consists of, you see, the determiner and the head noun. Head noun is the acid, and acid is singular. Therefore, singular verb goes with acid to agree with the subject. And here, the 2/3 of the apples, apple is the head word or the head noun. It is countable because it is countable and it is plural. So the plural verb goes with apples to agree with the subject. So in this way, this agreement is fine. Okay. Then next, you can go to the next point. A lot of people were present at the meeting. A lot of money was spent on buying clothes for the marriage ceremony. Some of the students were intelligent, some of the music was excellent. Now, again, the same thing. The only thing, only clue, only the very crucial point of discussion is to identify the head word of the subject and to find out the finite verb. Then the job is over. Then you have to see what number and person the subject, head word of the subject belong to, and so what should be the number of the finite verb. This is agreement, nothing else. A lot of people. Here, a lot of is the determiner. So that one is the quantifier, that quantifies the people, and head word is obviously people, and people is plural countable. Therefore, so where is plural verb. Then come to the next one, a lot of money. Are you familiar with the word money? Money is sweeter than honey. Do you know that? The money is very interesting things. And money is the cause of all dispute. Okay, now, the money is uncountable. Can you count the money? You can count rupee. You can count paise. You can say 1 rupee, 2 rupees, 3 rupees, 4 rupees, 5 rupees, 6 rupees, etc. But you cannot say 1 money, 2 monies, 3 monies. No. Okay. Therefore, money is uncountable. Because money is uncountable, or it is a mass noun. The mass noun or uncountable noun always goes with a singular verb. Because it is uncountable, this is that means so verb is what? That means a singular verb. Because it needs to agree with the subject. The same thing happens once again. Students is the plural, therefore plural verb, and music is uncountable, equivalent to what? Singular. Therefore it takes singular verb. Alright? Okay. Now, here we have got another kind of a collection of some nouns. Okay. A crowd of people were shouting slogans. The crowd of people, although you know, crowd is the combination of some people, a cluster of some people, conglomeration of some people. So when some people get together, they make a crowd, they form a crowd. But when they make a crowd or form a crowd, again it becomes a single unit. Because the crowd is treated as single unit, therefore, so what happens here? The singular verb is applicable. Okay? A crowd of people, single unit, so singular verb. Like this, a herd of elephants. Although some elephants make a herd, but so as a whole it is treated as a single unit, therefore the singular verb is there. A group of smugglers, the same thing. Okay? That means the noun that is followed by a congregation, a crowd, a flock, a group of, a herd of, a regiment of, like kind of things, they go with the singular verbs. Okay. Now, here is another interesting thing, very interesting. You be with me for a few seconds. Number one, a number of children are suffering from cold. The number of the sick children is increasing. The very interesting number is there in both the sentences. But you look, a number of children, here a number of children, a number of is the determiner or it is a quantifier. And the children is the head noun, it is a simple noun phrase. The simple noun phrase consists of a determiner and a head noun. Because the head noun is plural form, the verb is plural. Are you clear? Then you compare this one with the sentence number 2. The number of the sick children is increasing. Here you see, but the number was the part of the determiner in sentence 1, but in sentence 2, number is not the part of the determiner, itself is the head noun. And the composition goes like this. You look at the composition of the noun phrase. The first comes the determiner, then comes head noun, then of the sick children is the post modifier prepositional phrase. The composition of this noun phrase goes like this: determiner, head noun plus post modifier. Because the head noun is number, it is singular, so the verb is singular. Are you clear on my point? The number is there in both the sentence, but the number of verbs becomes different because of the discrimination of the head word in each of the sentences, of the subject of the sentences. Are you clear? Okay. If you would be there with me, so you would be smiling at me, I would be asking you questions, you would be giving answer to my questions, I would appreciate you. All these things are not happening here. Simply you are listening to me and you are listening to a very kind of boring topics about grammar. The grammar is very boring, but you try to make it interesting. Okay, you smile, you breathe in, you relax, you stretch, so that you can make your activity of the discussion, to make the listening interesting for you. Okay, yeah. Then, yeah, here it is very quite familiar things for you. You have got, physics, measles, information, news. So those words or the nouns, they appear, they look like plural because that some of them ends with the S. Physics, mathematics, measles, etc. Although they look like plural, they are not actually plural. They are singular items, singular noun. Therefore, so they agree with the singular verbs. Okay. The top, that means the subjects, mathematics, physics, economics, news, measles, verbs, advice, information. Those are the types of nouns that take singular verb for agreement. Okay. Now, let us brief our discussion. The points of discussion. So, what we discussed today? We discussed a very interesting things. Don't get that means so develop heavy heart. You be relaxed and free. So let us sum up our discussion. There are determiners before the nouns in a subject. The determiners must be there or can be there before the subject in the subject. And subject verb agreement usually goes with the number and person that the head word of the subject belongs to. Okay, that means as I have already told you, have to look at the head word and look at the finite verb. Then the more you practice, the more accurate are our skills of using principles of subject verb agreement. That means so your success, your that means your accuracy depends on the amount of practice that you are making to use the principles in your real life situation in the English. Okay. Now, here is a very small activity for you. So, what we discussed on the basis of our discussion, we have certain activity. The activity is very easy one. So, you have some sentences and auxiliary verb are not there. You have to select the auxiliary verb and put it there in the right place. Okay. Either of the boys dash won the medal. So, you can simply put has here because that auxiliary is necessary. Neither of those officers, what? Neither of these is efficient, as I have discussed. Okay. You can continue like this and enjoy doing this activity and check your performance or answer in your textbook, and also you can talk to your friend, your teacher, etc. Thank you very much for today. Next time, see you.